underway at Allegiant Stadium. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. They'll start on the ground. ETN. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Ball at the 23, second and 8. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Lawrence will throw. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10, it's ETN. This will be stopped about 2 yards short of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling, and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And they'll go again with ETN. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And the Raiders have got him. In that time for the sack, say hello to Chandler Jones.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. The Raiders set to go to work behind their veteran quarterback, and that's Derek Carr.
It's been fun to watch his development through the years, and right now what you see is a very confident quarterback who has a strong sense of self, totally understands the offense, and knows how to get the ball to his playmakers on the run.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw taken in by Adams. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. First carry for Josh Jacobs. Takes it to about the 37.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Josh Allen from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off of the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. A slant to Jones. And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. We're scoreless after one. Throwing again on second down. Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 27 yards there, a first down.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. They go play action now. Lawrence. And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And this one is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Carr to throw for it on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. On the counter, ETN. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of the drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Here's Lawrence. Open man right side is Ingram. And the Jaguars are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. From the 2, here's 1st and goal. They'll run with ETN. And they'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Travis Etienne taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Jaguars post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now Carr. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Throwing on first down is Carr. Back to Renfrow again, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Into the red zone. It's Carr. Touchdown! Mac Hollins from 19 yards away. And the Raiders are an extra point away from tying the ballgame here in the final minute of the first half.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there at 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Lawrence. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Duron Harmon. And the Raiders will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the 2nd quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to find and complete it to Renfrow. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Carr. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now a first carry for Brandon Bolden. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. Sorry, Coach. We'll catch up with you after the game. We're going to skip through halftime here and headed back to the field for the 3rd quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line can play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. On play action, it's Carr. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Devontae Adams, 49 yards. And they're able to add on to their advantage. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Etienne once more. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there. He'll get this off to Etienne. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away. In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Flushed out right. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try to make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 13. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, complete. That's Adams. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 21-yard line.
On play action, now Carr. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. 22 yards there. A first down.
That certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there.
Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Raiders with the lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. Now a play fake. Carr. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jaguars are right back in this football game. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. From the 39, Lawrence. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Lawrence. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Here we go. Gotta have it. Lawrence looking downfield for Jones. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. The left side throw complete to Adams. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Here's Carr. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. First target, first catch, and a first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and take the...
And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick, and the Jags are right back in this football game. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. You're 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now Lawrence. The left side completion to Jones. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Doesn't necessarily need a touchdown. Lawrence's throw here into the hands of Jones. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Lawrence's throw caught here by Jones. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Throwing now, Lawrence. And able to find Kirk complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. Christian Kirk, 29 yards. And the Jaguars have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. So a big one coming now for Daniel Carlson. This to swell the lead to 6. And the kick is good. So